Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Q&A show on Inside the Birds platform. You know where to find us on the YouTube channel. I am one of your hosts, Jason Avant. Q, say what's up to the people.
What's going on, everybody? Glad to be back. It's a blessing. Blessing to be back.
Always good to see you, my brother.
Yes, sir. Good to see you as well, man. How was your weekend?
Everything is well. I know your weekend is going good. Boise State made it to the college football playoff. You kind of excited about this, huh?
I mean, it's what
Tell
we
us
do,
about it.
man. It's what we do. You
That's
know
what
what I
we
mean?
did.
We just go out, we win. We don't talk trash. We don't complain about everybody else getting on. We got a nice
Man.
little bye week coming up, take a little break, get
First of
freshened
all,
up.
you guys deserve to be in the college football playoff, but the bye week is utterly ridiculous.
What?
Okay, that's utterly ridiculous. All right, but that's neither here nor there. Congratulations getting to the playoff. I can't hate on that. You guys deserve to be there. However, the bye week with you in Arizona State, somebody at the committee needs to be smacked in the mouth. All right, and Indiana and SMU getting in, that's some BS, man.
What?
So with that being said, more power to the SEC for dominating college football for the last 20
Hey,
years.
man.
You gotta
It's
get them guys some credit, man. And I'm a Big Ten guy. I have no horse in that race. They've been better than the country in football. They have, so they should get rewarded for it.
It's a new day. Got a new day, man. You talking about you back in like the
I'm,
the, the mid two
I'm
thousands,
back in
the
I'm
nineties,
back
man. It ain't like that no more.
I'm back in the mid 2090s. Just go back and look at the last 10 or 12 champs. What do you have to go look back in the 90s? I can look at the last 10 to 12 champs. It's been Ohio State, Michigan, Clemson, and then the SEC. So
And
you're talking about 4 years, and then all the other years it's been SEC.
and what changed? Everybody can pay their
And
players now, not just the SEC schools,
and
not just the Big Ten schools.
yeah,
Now everybody can pay. So it's a little bit balanced. It's a little more
well,
balanced now.
it's no balance. It's gonna come down to the same schools. It's gonna be a Big Ten school or two, and then SEC. Y'all gonna be eliminated when it comes to my finals.
That's all right. We made it.
Go ahead. Let me get off. All right, let me get off of that. All right. So our Eagles continue the streak. Went on to 10-1. I believe they won 9 in a row now. So we think that the team's doing in order to be successful. I said 10-2, 10-1, 10-2. 9 in a row. What do you think the team is doing to be successful? Yes, they won ugly, but however, they did win. What do you think that they're doing that's causing them to continue to win?
Yeah, it's tough to really find a lot of fault when the team wins. I mean, obviously it doesn't look as beautiful as you would like them to be
Mhm.
playing. I do think that this Panthers team is sneaky good. I think that they're better than people thought.
Mhm.
I think this was a trap game. Coming off the big Ravens win. Perfect time for a trap game and still got a couple guys injured. Goddard out this week and so all that being said, it wasn't perfect, but they still got the win. They still got the win. And if you can win ugly or you win pretty, it's still a win. So I'm good with it. I'm good with
So
it. It's all right.
last year around this time, the Eagles kind of imploded,
Yeah.
and so there's a lot of murmuring around the organization, especially with the game that they've played, and they've won ugly. Even with the Ravens, they were able to stand up defensively against Lamar Jackson. The Eagles were able to generate enough offense, but the passing game, I believe Jalen had 118 last week of passing. He had 108 this week in passing, right? So you're talking about a guy that's hovering around 100 yards for passing for an entire game. That's not up to the standard, especially when you have a guy like A.J. Brown, guys like Devontae Smith, where you got weapons that are open when you watch the film. And we saw like an epic collapse last year, Q. Like, and then today, our guy BG says on WIP, our local Philadelphia sports talk, like the biggest sports talk radio, basically says that Jalen and AJ Brown are no longer friends, fell out some kind of way, and that they need to hash it out. Basically, they need to communicate and get it right, and that Jalen is trying his best, and AJ doesn't handle the situations the best that he should. So he goes on to say, I was surprised that BG said those things. I did talk to him today, um, and he didn't mean anything by it at all. So he wanted to just make sure that that message was out there. He probably said some things that he shouldn't have said, and worded things a certain way. And he said he's going to apologize to both of those guys. But I'm pretty sure it's going to make national media. What do you think of those comments? Because the flame was already stoked with national media. AJ Brown saying that passing is the problem with the offense thus far. So I just said a bunch, but that's a whole different window that's been opened by these guys.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. And we know BG, he didn't mean it in a malicious way. And
Yeah,
um
purest heart person, you'll find.
yeah, and it's unfortunate that that it came out. And it's a situation that could be potentially could cause a rift in the locker room. I think it's been a well-known thing. And um there's quarterbacks that don't get along with receivers. They have disagreements. The way I look at it, it's like two brothers having a disagreement. I mean, obviously, AJ wants the ball. I mean, he's a receiver. That's how you guys are, man. Y'all want the ball every play.
That's this.
And rightfully so. That's what you want. You want your number one receiver upset when he's not getting the ball. Um, it's just unfortunate whenever things like that happen in the locker room kind of get out, because you know how it is. I mean, it's the locker room. It's one tight unit, one fist, one group. You stay together. And so when stuff like that, you get a little bit nervous because that those little cracks can get in, and people start to pry them apart, and then before you know it, there's an implosion of the team. So I have confidence that at the very least they'll talk and hash it out. And at the very least, they say, you know what, man, let's just focus on ball and go out there and be grown up about this. Let's be professionals. Let's go out there and play ball.
Yeah, this was a little chink, a little crack after the game with AJ just saying passing nonchalantly, which caused people to poke and pry, but they still was on the outside.
Yeah.
What was said today on WIP causes it to be just open now, and it's known. It's not speculation anymore. It's verifiable from someone that everyone knows and trusts and know that he's not lying.
Yeah.
So it adds a different dynamic to it. And now it causes the quarterback to answer questions. Nick Sirianni has to answer questions. Davante Smith, AJ Brown, everyone has to answer questions, and it creates a bigger situation and speculation. National media is going to pick this up. This will be on, ESPN First Take tomorrow, FS1. It'll be on all the biggest networks because the Eagles are such a big storyline and one of the biggest markets and one of the most, controversial teams. Just with our fans, with the way we handle business, we're just a lightning rod, and people are interested in the organization in general. So this has the ability to divide the team. It has the ability. Now, will Nick Sirianni galvanize and bring together the troops? This is his opportunity to show why that he's an excellent coach. It's just another thing. Now, one thing I will say is that for some reason, this team seems to relish adversity,
Yeah.
especially self-inflicted adversity. Nick Sirianni getting into it with our own fans. They come out and they go on win streak. Hey, they could probably unite, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith to go for a good 300, 400. And then Saquon with another 150. Next thing you know, you look up and the Eagles got 550, 600 yards offense. It could be that type of thing as well. But you don't want these types of things coming out because now the media can just be unrelenting with the questions.
Yeah.
Just like Howard Eskins today with Brandon Graham just poking and prodding and doing all of this stuff. Just imagine what all the national media is going to do now. Right. So right now, when Brandon Graham said what he said, there was somebody at ESPN, Fox, whoever else, Yahoo Sports, whatever it is. Hey, I need you to get somebody down to Philadelphia Eagles NovaCare for practice on Wednesday. Send them down. So the Eagles practice facility this week is going to look like the Super Bowl because somebody gonna try to get something else out of it.
Yep.
Yeah. So the Eagles have a situation on their hands. They have a situation on their hands. All right, Jake Elliott is missing kicks. Right, missed another one this past week. Was in position late in the ball game to put the team up. Put the team up 9, or I think they were up 6. Yeah, to put the team up 9. Ended up kicking up or punting the ball to get down to 2. Great decision. Hindsight being 2020, but in years past, Nick Sirianni would have depended on Jake Elliott to kick a 52-yard field goal. He didn't decide to do that. He decided to punt it. All those things kind of wear on to the confidence of a player because that player knows that, hey, anything inside of 55 or 60 for Jake Elliott, he normally depends on me, but this time he goes away from me. How do you deal with that as a player? And also, what do you think about Jake Elliott's struggles?
Yeah, it's tough, man. I've never been a kicker. I can't imagine, what the pressure is like for those guys. Um, you know, He's struggling right now. I mean, and I remember when we played, Dave Akers he had his struggles. He had some times where he just was in a slump, man. And
Mm-hmm.
there's only so much you can do or say as a player when a guy's going through that slump. They just got to kind of get out of
Yep.
it on their own. And so it's unfortunate. And to be honest, it's gonna take a situation where he's just gonna have to go out there and do it. Coach is gonna Sirianni's gonna have to just take a chance and say, all right, let's go. 55-yard, 52-yard, you got to go out there and hit it. And that's really the only way it's going to kind of rectify itself is if he goes out and does it. But I feel for the guys, it's tough. Like I said, it's not the easiest thing. A lot of people think, oh, kickers, you just got one job, all
Mm-hmm.
you got to do out there, just go out there. It's a lot, and there's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot of mental part of it. So, my hope is, he fights through this and, gets the mental fortitude that he needs to continue to plug away and come back and try to get out of this slump, man, because it's
Yeah.
tough. That's
Agreed. The thing is that you don't know anything about this. You play defense. There's no pressure on defense at all. I
Good Lord.
was just messing with you. But on offense, wherever the ball is right away, there's more eyes on it. So people it's easy to be blamed. When you're a
Yeah.
kicker and everybody's looking at you when the ball is in the air and you drop it like Leggett did at the end of that game, everybody's on him. They lit him up this week in the media these last couple of days because of it, or this last day because of it, right? So when that pressure is on you, you got to be able to go to a different place mentally. And the truth of the matter is that you got to view it as this, like the worst has already happened.
Yeah.
Like I've already missed the kick. I've missed the game winner. I've missed this. I've missed that. And you got to come out and say, listen, I choose to fight through. I choose to believe. I choose to speak positive things. I choose to fear nothing and attack everything. And that's where what you're made of kind of shows in those moments when you have those types of failures. I remember playing Washington, worst play. I had two really bad plays in my career. Two bad plays, two plays I want to take back. One in Washington, I had the ball at the end of the game. I had it in my hand. I just forgot to squeeze. Didn't like I was at the back of the pile jumping up toward the ball, and 6 guys were jumping this way. and I was going this way, and I didn't recognize like the power of us, coming this way. We're going to separate.
Mhm.
And that moment, I was just trying to get my hands on the ball, and I didn't squeeze, and I wasn't prepared for that force to come back, and the ball popped up, hits the ground,
Mhm.
game winner dropped, and I'm like, dude, that sucked. Later on in that wide open Giants game, dropped the ball. Like all my drops happened that year. I had a horrible off season. Horrible off season. People stole. It was crazy stuff. I had a great horrible off season. And all that being said is that I had to go to a different place later on in that year just to get to a spot of being confident again. But Coach Reed never took me out, came talk to me. Hey man, what you doing? You gonna stay here? What you gonna do? You gonna come back? And you got to make up in your mind. So hopefully Jake Elliott can get to that place, man. And that's what and football is always one of those games that bring you closer to faith, brings you closer to meditation, prayer, something like that. Because like your
Yeah.
weaknesses are going to be exposed.
Oh yeah.
Like they're going to be exposed because the rain gonna happen one day and you can't catch the rain.
Mhm. Yeah.
or or you gotta you not that fast and you get lined up against Tyreek Hill. You know what I mean? The game is going to expose you at some point. You know what I mean?
No
So you
doubt.
gotta you're gonna have to go to some place and he has to find that place.
Absolutely.
All right, let's go to Eagles offense. That was a long rant. All right, let's go to Eagles offense. This question is for you, Q. As a DB, what are you seeing in the Eagles pass game? Is it easy to defend because it becomes heavy RPO based or play action based? What's your thought on the play calls and route designs? That's a good question. Good
Yeah,
job,
that's a
Jeff.
good
I
question.
see you with the questions. Oh, I didn't give Jeff and Adam and Josh their props. Thank you for everyone at Inside the Birds for making this possible and all the fans and all this stuff. All right, Q on you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so the first thing I wanna start with, but with this is that after rewatching this game, I know Jalen missed some throws, but I'm very impressed with the decision making he made. He had a couple opportunities where he could have thrown some interceptions, he could have took some chances, and he made smart decisions, even though it wasn't the popular decision, even though um, there's an opportunity for a play. He made good decisions and played well enough, controlled the ball, no turnovers, enough. He controlled the ball enough for us to win, for this team to win the game. That being said, to me, I think it's weird, man. It's a mixture of kind of everything. I don't think the play calls or Kellen. It's hard to put a finger on it. It seems like um, the route combos and the scheme are not fitting when they're being called, if that makes sense. And what I mean by that is, you're calling RPO, on first down, or you're calling it on second down and long in situations where you know pretty much the defense is gonna play more coverage and more zone. And so it's not opportunity. I don't think there's opportunities to really scheme up and get your stars the ball. And a lot of the route concepts that I'm seeing, we're seeing a lot of crossing routes, we're seeing a lot of deep ends, not as many, outside goes versus single high safety anymore. When I watched the Panthers game, they stayed in the two shove most of the game. They say, hey, we're gonna force you to try to, run the ball, and we're going to take away the passing game. We're going to rotate late down into a single high. We're not going to show you what we're in until after the snap. And I think that that's really causing issues. So to me, the way I look at it, I feel like it's a mixture of the game plan when certain calls are being made. And I believe it's Jalen being a little bit gun shy. I think he's seeing some things that he's being a little bit tentative to just let it rip, which I understand and I appreciate because he's conscious of the ball, he's conscious of the turnovers. At the same time, man, you got AJ out there, man. Give him a chance every now and then. You got Devontae, give him a chance every now and then. They'll go up and get the ball. But most importantly, like, and I started to really watch this when you were telling me about it. There's really no outlets. I mean, there's no, you're working off the RPO scheme, even with straight drop back, there is not really much for outlets for him, for Jalen to go to. And so he's kind of like a sitting duck at times. And so I think it's a little bit more scheme, but I also think that it's kind of a mixture of Jalen being a little gun shy and kind of weary of getting turnovers. Kind of
Mm.
long rant there. You probably
No,
see it.
it's not a rant. I'm gonna get jumping there with you. Um, what am I seeing from the Eagles passing game? All right, you said something that I was going to say. I was going to say it in a different way. Is that it doesn't match. The passing game does not match the running game. What do I mean by that? I mean that AJ, the Saquon Barkley is leading the league in rushing. Saquon Barkley is dynamic. People have to account for him, especially on first down, especially on second and shorts. Whenever it's an advantageous run down, you have to account for him. So you're going to get a defense that's very predictable in those moments. But for some reason, our play action game is not as strong as it should be for having that successful of a run game.
Yeah.
When Jalen Hurts has been successful, especially over the middle, it's usually come off a play action pass. And it's not something that we do enough of where it's play action and him get the ball out. And then sometimes in play action, he doesn't see it. Like the play action at the beginning of the game, he didn't see it. Um, but a lot of times they're not marrying. And when you run RPOs and you run read options, you're giving the quarterback the responsibility, all of it. And he should have the responsibility. But if his decision making is questionable at times as a coach, it's your job to bring in the reins a little bit and say, hey, listen, this is a call and run it. And or I'm going to give you two plays rather than you deciding. We can sit here and decide together, or it's an easier read for you. It's cover four. Let's run the ball in this situation. Oh, it's cover one. Check. Double stick dragon or whatever it may be. Kill, and let's get to that play. But when you start doing the run pass options, now it's haphazard. It's not decisive enough. AJ Brown may be an option, he may not be. Devontae Smith may be an option, he may not be. And then it got us in trouble a good 3 times in that game. Got us in trouble a good 3 times in the game. I'm not saying that we should stop running it. I'm saying we should stop running it so dang much. Because that game was basically run the ball, run pass option, and drop back passing on third down. Yeah. And guess what our drop back passing is reduced to right now? Because I don't think this is Kellen Moore. Because what I'm about to say is it's pretty an accurate assessment of the passing game this week. Not every week, this week. This week we were reduced to individual routes. Slants, deep comeback, deep end, stuff like that. It was mirrored routes. The basic of your play calling sheet. The stuff that you put in day one, the stuff that's in your 2-minute drill. It was no concept reads, because if he doesn't hit them, the offensive coordinator is going to say, you know what? I'm just going to call something I think that you are really good at. Wow. So guess what? If you struggle with hitting a deep cross and a high corner route, because that's read off play action, it's the 3-level read. It's the high angle corner. It's the deep cross, and then it's a flat route. If you struggle reading a concept of 3 things happening at once, what am I going to do? I'm going to give you one thing. And that's what we were doing at the end of the game. And that's so easy to stop. Luckily we have AJ Brown that's still able to get open on it. But if AJ Brown's not there, we're in trouble. Because you know what happened when AJ Brown wasn't there, Devontae Smith wasn't there? It was Tampa Bay results. Because that's the stuff that we're reduced to. He has to be able to read through concepts, 3-man concept, 2-man concept, Oh, the defender is sitting low. Oh, he took the arrow. I'm going to throw the basic behind. Oh, he dropped back on the corner. I'm going to throw the arrow route right in front of it. Right. So those are the concepts that he has to get used to reading. And I think that the offensive coordinator is trying to find something that suits him.
Mm.
So yeah, it's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of Kellen Moore meshing the offense together when it comes to play action pass and the run game, but it's also Jalen's responsibility to show Kellen Moore and the offense that he can go through these concepts successfully, so they won't spoon feed him. They won't give him a reduced elementary offense that they're running toward the end of the game. Just look at the end of the game. Look at the end of the game. They're running deep stops. They're running comebacks. They're running one-man concept routes. When I say one-man concept, it's basically two, but it's a basic in the middle of the field, and it's two mirror routes on each side. You just choose one side.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then a check down, someone over the ball or in the flat.
So,
Am I lying though? When you watch,
no, I saw it. Yeah,
so
and
that's the truth. That's the
and to
truth.
me, like that's and you remember last week when we were off the show, I was asking about a certain route concept, and to me sometimes it looks like the receivers they were just jogging, and I saw kind of the same thing here. The basic routes you're talking about, like the comebacks, it just looks like I don't know. Like you put it perfectly. It just looks like a really basic, like a JV type offense at times. And
At
so,
times, because it looked great versus the Rams.
yeah.
It has some great concepts going. It's at times like it's all like. So here's the thing. This is what I think. This is just an educated guess. I don't know. I think it's one of those things that they prepare well, and because you can script it, and because in practice, what happens is that the offensive coordinator calls the plays. He looks at the Steelers are coming up. He looks at the Steelers defense. He picks plays that he likes against their defenses, and then he goes and meets with the quarterback and tells him how to defeat those defenses with these plays. So by the time he gets to practice, he's going over through walkthrough. He's going over it mentally. He's had a team period where it's just him and those plays. So by the time they run those plays, he looks great because it's on the coach to look good for the head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Offense coordinator got to look good for the head coach.
Yep.
So they script the plays. They tell the defensive players, you know what? Don't knock the ball down.
Yeah.
Am I lying, Q?
No.
They tell the defense, the scout team players, don't touch the ball. You in great position, but let the receiver catch it. Quarterback 2 years late. Could be a pick in practice, but nope, he caught it. The receiver, good job, Jalen. You clapping for him. You know what I mean? But it's not a realistic look. So I think in practice he gets it and sees it. But in the game, there's a disconnect, and Kellen Moore, instead of continuing down that path, he said, you know what? Let me get to something that he can get through without coaching. It's like your kids. I do homework with my kids. You start doing homework with your kids, you think they got it until the test comes back. And he's like, man, I thought you had it. And what you start to realize is that no, you were telling them, they were saying yes, but you were basically doing the work for them.
Yep.
So what I started to do is that I would tell them, and then I would do problems. I would make up my own problems that were similar to what the teacher gave, just to make sure he or she got it. And they can problem solve themselves. And I think that's where we are with Jalen. Jalen has to get to the point where he's problem solving on his own without the coach's assistance.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You brought back some painful memories of me getting yelled at on scout team defense, making plays
Oh,
when I'm not supposed to. They don't
no,
do it like that.
don't do it like that. Jim Johnson yelling at me, Jerry. Gosh, Jerry, this our period, Jerry. He didn't call me Jason. He didn't call me Jerry. Jerry. He's catching there. Get him out.
Oh man, Jim was funny, boy.
All right. Yeah.
All right,
All right.
let's go. Um, where are we at? All right, this one's
Yeah.
from oh, we got a question for you, Jay, from Aaron P.
Aaron P.
AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. What's that?
Oh no, I
What'd you
was
say?
saying the name back. No, you're good.
Oh, yeah. AJ Brown and Devontae Smith were spotted on the sideline, seemingly frustrated as they talked. Well, we kind of just
Keep
as
going.
they talked with each
I'll
other.
go. Yeah, go ahead.
And AJ Brown was very terse with answers in the post game. What is your read on that situation as a wide receiver? And would you be frustrated with Jalen? And why do you think Jalen's downfield attempts are way down over the past few weeks?
Um, he gotta let it go. Number one, Jalen gotta let it go. He gotta let it go. I think that he's been conscious of turning the ball over, and that's okay. Because everyone made a big deal about him turning the ball over. Now he's not turning the ball over. Now there's less production, and now we're on the other end. It's like, oh, let it go. It's this. So
Yeah.
he in there playing hopscotch right now. So I get Jalen. He in there. He's out there in the hood with the rope trying to get it right. But he's got to find about the fine balance, that balance of getting it down the field when he can, one-on-one situations when he can, and not just throw it up haphazardly. That's one thing. If I were Jalen, I would be a little bit frustrated because it isn't like Jalen isn't trying. Jalen is a dude that studies, that's trying his best. It isn't working right now, but Jalen's not going to throw anybody else under the bus. So you got to know that's going to come back to Jalen if you're AJ. So AJ has to handle that a little bit better and understand the dynamic of what this is. So I would be frustrated if I was Jalen, but I also be frustrated if I'm Devontae and AJ. Man, it's tough to win. It's tough to get open in this league. It ain't easy. These dudes are really good at covering people. Really good. Really good at sitting down, really good at reading concepts. So when you get open and you win, you want to get the ball. But if you're open all day and you don't get the ball, especially if your role and they've paid you to get the ball and you are used to getting the ball, it's tough, man. It's tough. Nobody want to go out there for exercise. You think we jogging out here we think this is Richard Simmons? You think we just doing aerobics? No, you want to get the ball. We working out there to get open and get the rock. So eventually you can have a great friendship and the quarterback and you good. You start looking at that dude side eye, you go 3, 4, 5, 6 times down the field wide open, and you like, dude, hey man, you got enough time. You go over there, look at the iPad. It's like, what this Devontae, what's this? What's he looking at? Look at the look right there. Look. I thought somebody was hanging off his shins back there or something. This dude got 17 years to throw it. We wide open. Look. That's what's happening on the sideline. And that's normal. And it's okay. They have to learn how to disguise it better for us. But it's okay to do. We did it too. Every team did it. People did it with time.
Yeah.
It was a time where Edelman couldn't get a rep. Like, hey, Ron, man, I'm always open. He don't want to throw me the ball. He like Wes Walker. Like, I'm always open. This is time. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
So the problem is the receivers are never happy. That's basically what you're saying. I mean, you won the game.
Hold on. Hold on. Let me tell you something. You know, like when you say that's like telling your wife is like, oh, the problem is you're never happy. No, 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 no. I'm here making your life better. I'm here making your life better. I'm getting you open. You know how much money you make, sir? 50 million, $60 million. How you make that $60 million? AJ Brown,
Mm.
Devontae Smith. Now I can't say nothing. Now it's a problem, guy, because I want the ball. Yeah, I want the ball. I helped you get 60 million. Help me get my 20. Help me help you. That's how it goes.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, this one for you, Q. The Eagles were still passing in the fourth quarter when they typically try to run out the clock. What was your read on that? Were they trying to get Hurts in the rhythm? Should they have done that or just given the ball more to Saquon? That's good.
They should have gave the ball to Saquon, man. Get out the game with the win. Get out the game with the win. I'm gonna
just
tell you
accept,
what happened.
just accept we came
Just
past.
how you talking about the iPad. They on the sidelines talking about how open they were. That's what that was about. They trying to get AJ and Devontae their catches, man. That's what that was about. Dang it. Let's get out the game with a win. No, I
That's the
do
truth.
think that
You're not lying. You're not lying. You're not lying right there. You ain't lying. You ain't telling a lie.
they try they trying to get them. They're trying to pad their stats, man. At the end of the game, man. Come on. But but here's the. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you got it.
I was gonna say here's the thing though. I'm not too upset about it because, um, the whole game. The whole game, the Panthers were, trying to sit in the two shells as much as they can. They were trying to rotate down late. If you're gonna throw it in the situation, that's probably a better time to do it because the Panthers, are going to expect you to run the ball. So I'm sure they were hoping for some one-on-ones outside, some single high coverages, and maybe they can pop one back there. But I do think at the end of the day, it was more about getting some touches for the stars, which I'm okay with. I'm fine, as long as there's no turnovers in the situation, I'm fine with it.
Well, they almost lost the game though, Q. They should
Oh
have
yeah,
lost the game.
yeah.
They do catch the pass. We got 50 seconds to go,
Mm,
70 yards with what we've been doing. Now, do I think we would have got it done? I do think we in that situation got done because you still got timeouts, you still got Jalen's legs. I think we had 2 timeouts. So I think we would have got it done, but we would have been in a situation where it would have been a lot tougher if he
hmm
catches the pass, right? Um, I wanted to say something about this. And here's what people are talking about, because this is your homework, everybody here, that's checking us out. Your homework would be to look at the plays. If you get a chance, it doesn't have to be all 22. It can be just normal TV copy or condensed copy, whatever it may be that you have. Look at it and see that I'm not hating on Jalen Hurts. I'm not trying to say anything ill about him or anything. We're just telling you the truth. Um, Devontae Smith first touchdown. He could have hit AJ Brown right away. He could have. AJ would have took a hit because he did get hit. Anyway, the dude hit him anyway. The ball probably should have went to AJ Brown right away. The ball ends up going to Devontae Smith. You got 2 winners on that play, no problem at all. You like Devontae. You saw AJ Brown probably could have taken a hit for that one. I'm pretty sure AJ Brown wouldn't mind taking a hit for a touchdown. I'm sure he wouldn't. But you said I'm gonna save him a hit, give it to Devontae. Okay, that's cool. Look at Grant Calcaterra's touchdown. You look at Grant Calcaterra's touchdown. He's the third read backside. Both the first 2 reads were open. Both of them were open. AJ Brown on the slant, open, touchdown. Devontae Smith beat his man so bad that by the time he got to the corner route, the dude was still in the same position. They ran the same concept that they scored on before. It was a slant and like a banana corner out from Devontae Smith. Both those dudes are open. Jalen looked right at both of them, and both of them are right open. Goes backside to Grant Calcaterra. Thank God Grant Calcaterra won too. He had 3 winners on that play. But in the NFL, you may only get 1 winner. And it's your job to sift through the information and find that winner. And guess what the winner is? Whoever's first. If he's first in progression and he wins, he gets the ball. If he's first. If he loses, I go to 2. 2 loses, I go to 3. And hopefully 3's there. But you don't skip 1, 2 to get the 3. You don't skip 1 to get to 2. You take the first one. And that's going to lead you down the path of success.
Okay.
And the broadcast pointed it out. Mike and Merrill pointed it out. Those are plays that I'm pointing you to because those are easy to find. But there's multiple throws that the ball could have been out of his hands. Like watching the Bills and the Rams last night was a treat. It was a treat of a game to watch. The Bills defense sucks, but it was a treat of a game to watch because the ball was thrown in tight windows the entire time. They saw color and they threw the rock. And guys were making contested catch. That's the NFL. When I was brought to the NFL, my coach told me that, hey, Jason, this is the defender's hand. This is your hand. This is open in the National Football League. You got to make that play. This here is open. This part of my hand is me. This part is the defender. That's open. You got to make the play. That's how the National Football League should be. So you don't need to be open by 2 yards to get the ball. And that's where Jalen got to get better at. If you see color and it's on the right side of the route where he's going to out and he's winning, throw it. Live with the results.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Let me get off the course.
So he need to get his gunslinger on, what you're saying.
Oh, I'm not saying getting his gunslinger on.
Well,
I'm saying that's calculated. That's not a that's the NFL. That's normal. Gunslinger is Brett Favre, where he just thinks that he can make a throw between 3 people, and that's a gunslinger, right? Someone that just throws it anyway. No, I'm telling you to read defenses. I'm saying that if your guy is he got an in breaking route and he's got a half a step on the guy, he even with the guy, give him a chance. Okay. It don't have to be high. It can be low and away. You still gave him a chance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. All right. Question for both of us, Q.
All right. As a former teammate of LaShawn McCoy's, how'd you feel about Saquon breaking a single season rushing record? Which one are you taking if you're running a franchise?
Ooh, man, come on, y'all.
That's messy, man.
That is. I love Shady. I love Shady. I thought Shady can do more with less.
Yeah.
Shady can do more with less. Shady would kill with this offensive line as well. Like kill. Will he with this offensive line, Shady would be in a very similar position to Saquon. Now, he wouldn't be able to take it to 70 because that monkey would jump on his back, elephant jump on his back. But he probably would have a lot more big runs though. So, but that's the thing. So it will probably balance out with this offensive line and Shady. I think it'll be close. I think you got to take Saquon because of the home run ability.
Yeah.
But Shady can catch. He can,
That's a tough one, man.
He don't take hits. That's the thing. That's the thing you love about Shady is that Shady don't take hits. So Shady gonna be able to play until his knees go bad, and that's whenever that is. That's 10, 11 years down the road. Most running backs done at 3 years. Shady's like, okay, yeah, y'all go in there and battle with them dudes. I'm sitting out here. He can't touch me. So that's a tough one because Shady's one of my favorite backs because he didn't take hits. And Westbrook's one of my favorites. It's a lot. Any guys like that, like I love those guys because they're elusive. They make something out of nothing. I've never seen a dude get more yards by cutting back to a dude that's supposed to be there to make a tackle than LaShawn. LaShawn will cut back to your contained player or your backside force defender and shake his face off most of the time. Like supposed to. The play is front side. He like, no, this dude back here, I'm gonna try him every time. And he would get that yard. It'd be a safety. It started out as defensive end. No defensive end can do it. Then it went to a linebacker. No linebacker could do it. Then it came back to a safety. And then the safeties were 50-50.
For real.
But yeah, your question right there. That's on you with that.
Yeah, no, that's a tough one, man. I don't know. I'm leaning towards Shady for the same reason. He just dynamically, he could take it anywhere. He's a home run hitter at any point. So is Saquon. I mean, good Lord.
Yeah,
You could go either way, man. It's one A, one B.
yeah.
I
That's
just
tough.
Shady's my guy, man. I just love Shady, man. Plus he's his former teammate. So
Yeah, we probably being biased a little bit.
yeah.
I did say Saquon though. That's just a tough. It's not automatically. People just think automatically Saquon. No, Saquon is leading the league in
Yeah.
rushing, but a lot of his yards are coming before contact.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? So just
Yeah.
think about Shady's ability 6 yards down the field without, you know what I mean? And then he can do his thing. Like, yeah, come on. Shady ran for a lot of yards. So
Ooh,
it ain't easy. That one ain't easy. But
yeah.
but shout out to Saquon. I'm not trying to diminish him at all. The home run
Right.
ability for taking 70, Shady didn't have that.
Yeah.
You
That's
know what I mean?
true.
Not taking 70, not taking 80. He didn't have that. So I think you gotta say Saquon because of that, but it's close. That ain't a free lunch there.
Yeah, that's a tough one. And
Yeah.
Westbrook, man. He brought Westbrook up, man. Westbrook was a beast too.
Dude, Westbrook can do everything.
Hmm.
You remember that stiff arm he gave that safety in San Francisco, Westbrook?
Which
When he was
not
broke
not
it out.
Hitler.
He broke it out on the left sideline. Broke it out on the left sideline. The safety came and got it. Huh, huh, huh. Westbrook slowed down, let him
Yeah.
catch it a little bit, stopped and just mugged him like, bitch, get out. Excuse my language. and then took off and ran for a touchdown. I was I was I was on the sideline that play because I think it was like one of those two running back you know fullback type of plays or two tight end. But I was on the sideline. I was like, man, are you kidding me? The whole sideline was hype.
Yeah.
Hype. I can't. I think it wasn't Mike Lewis. It wasn't
It
Mike
wasn't
Lewis.
Widner, was it?
Nah,
What?
Whitner wasn't there yet. Whitner
It was
wasn't.
it like number 20? Was it like that Mike Adams?
It
No, it
was
wasn't him.
somebody with Mike Lewis though, because Mike Lewis was on their team at this point. It
I
was
can't
somebody
remember.
with Mike Lewis though. It was somebody with Mike Lewis, but he got mugged, like thrown out of the club mug. All right.
Westbrook was strong, man.
Yeah,
I think
let's
he was
pick
strong.
up the blitz. We were playing in Tampa one time. We didn't block a soul. It was a running back screen to the right. I'm talking about we were trying to block people, and they were shaking our face off out there. The DBs is out there like this, and I'm talking about it was at an eagle. It was four receivers on the field. When I say we didn't block a person at all, four of us, we went about 0 for like 10 tries on that one play. Like we tried. This dude cut over here, cut over there, cut over here, scored a touchdown without a single block from any of the receivers. We were just in a way. At one point, we were just trying to dodge him because he was
Yeah.
getting.
Was that the game when we played them down there?
That's
We
the
lost
game
on
we
the
lost.
field goal, like the 60-yard field goal.
Yeah, that was that game.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Bad memories there.
There was.
All right.
All right, let's
Go
get
ahead.
to the next one. Eagles defense.
All right. This one's for you, Jay. Why
Okay.
was Adam Thielen? He went 9 for 102. Why was he more effective against the Eagles defense than any other receivers?
Call it out. He kicked Cooper DeJean's butt. The Eagles defense. He kicked his butt today, and that's good. And it was good. Not in a hating on Cooper way at all. This is one of those games that you can go back to the lab and learn a bunch from if you're Cooper DeJean, because a lot of times you get the smelling the milk, you get the smelling the Quinyanamo Bay and the Cooper, whatever Island, right? Cooper Rikers, whatever you want to call it, whatever, right? All of this stuff that fans are, coming up with, and then you get a wily veteran a dude that knows how to stop and start, that knows how to use leverage and use angles and use head fakes and use subtlety in order to get open, and he still can run a little bit. It's tough. It's not easy because Adam Thielen's not slow. He's getting older, but he still can run a little bit.
Yeah.
And then he's crafty, so he don't depend on this speed. And now he throws you off your line, and now you have to catch up. And then you're like, oh, he's faster than what I thought. Now your body's open. Now he's even more open, right? So it's a great tape for him. So I'm glad this happened to Coop. Quinion's going to need a game like that where a guy gets the best of him, so he can go back to the film and learn and grow and to get better at it. So the reason he was successful is because those are young players. He's a wily veteran. They put him in one-on-one situation. He understands route concepts. He doesn't make mistakes. He's not slipping down. He comes back to the quarterback. Devontae Smith had one. It wasn't Devontae's fault. Devontae Smith had one, and Jahan Dotson had one where it was come back to the quarterback. Two end, like we call them Z ends, like where you come up the field like in a curl route, come back to quarterback. We had two of those plays knocked down. Thielen had three of those plays, and he came back to the quarterback every single time, got 3 completions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like that's just veteran play. They scheme Cooper up on the arrow route, head to the sideline, go up the field. Like they were out there saying, okay, he's aggressive, he's young, he can cover, but he's young. So he's gonna go for these subtle things that we're gonna do. And that's what happened. That's how he's able to be successful. And he had a couple of lucky drops. 4th and 1 batted ball go right to him.
Yeah.
I'm like, boy, trying to win. When you start seeing stuff like that, be like, man, hold on, wait a minute. That's why I thought we was about to lose that game. You start seeing that fourth and 2 batted ball go right into Thielen's hands. You're like, come on now.
If I was Cooper DeJean's coach against, and like you said, this is a good learning experience for him. You got to treat, and it's gonna sound weird, but you got to treat veteran receivers like that. You got to almost treat them like they're tight ends, meaning they're gonna get into your body, they're gonna change up their speed, they're not gonna run every route like a true slot. And so if Cooper, if he had to go back into this game again, I think he would be a little bit more patient, especially like on the out and up. That right there that's a vet move where you just wait just long enough till you feel them starting to come up a little bit, and then you turn up. So I think going back into this game, like I think in the future is going to help him tremendously. He did have a nice play. He ran underneath that 7 route, caused the overthrow with the pick.
He ended up causing the pick.
Yeah.
That was him.
So
That was him on that. Yeah, that was
yeah.
him.
So he did a couple good things, but I would tell him, to sit on the routes a little bit more, keep your eyes on his hips a little bit more, and most importantly, don't ever let him get into your body. There's a couple times where he, come off the line, let him hit you a little bit, jam you up, think you got him, and then boom, you break away from it. So just little stuff like that where I liken it more to like what a tight end would do and how they would play in the slot. So I think it'll be all right. Like you said, I think this is a good experience for him.
Yeah, it's a great experience. But that was a good job because I got to give him that credit. He had that 7 route, and he actually took away the flat angle
Yeah.
because he was underneath it. So he couldn't so when you have that and you have a safety over the top, they tell you to flatten the corner off to the sideline to get away. But when Cooper DeJean kind of ran that route for him already, so he had to go high, which elevated the throw and forced Garner Johnson. That's why it's a team game. CJ got a pick, but he needed to be like, Coop.
Yeah.
Thank you, Coop, because that was Coop's play. You know what I mean? That was Coop's play. That was good.
No doubt.
That was good stuff. But that's what happened. That's why Thielen was able to be successful against us. Also, on that flat route, that out and up, arrow route and up, he got to just play higher.
Yeah.
Nobody about to throw you an interception right to you in the flat, Coop. Nobody. They ain't about to throw it.
Come on, young buck.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, I got me one. No, you don't. This is not. You're not playing. You're not playing Northwestern, sir.
Oh, damn. Man, why Northwestern catching strays, man?
Hey, no offense. I'm just saying, it's Iowa over there. You're not playing Wisconsin, Coop. Everybody catches strays there. I'm on everybody today. Everyone catches a stray today. All right.
Oh.
Mad that Michigan can't make it into the bowl because it's college football player with 5 losses. No, just messing. All right, this one for you, Q. Um, before this, were you familiar with Bryce Young's second reaction game? Were you surprised by his pocket movement and ability to extend plays?
Um, I don't know what second reaction game is. I meant to ask
Like
that question.
the play's not there. The play's not there. It's the second move. Like
Oh, I got
he's extending the play.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was impressed with him because he's a little guy and he can move. I hadn't really watched him a lot in the NFL. I watched him in college, and I mean Alabama's offensive line was so good he never had to leave the pocket. He threw from the pocket a lot. They moved him around, but it was always kind of scheme stuff, dashes and play action stuff like that. So I was actually impressed with him. He had a lot of poise. Especially that final drive. I mean, a couple times it looked like he was hemmed up pretty good in the backfield, and he escaped and he made some good throws. I mean, that last throw we were talking about, second to
Mhm.
last throw to Leggett was on the money, just dropped
Yeah.
it. And so I was actually really impressed. I think you know, at first it was people were, thinking, hey, he's gonna be a bust, but he looked pretty good, man. And I know this defensive front was getting after him. And scheme wise, Fangio was showing some, changing some things up, moving guys around. So I was impressed, man. I think he's gonna be a fine player in this league.
I got nothing to say to that. I think you're good. I think you're
Yeah.
good.
He just needs some more weapons, a couple more weapons and a couple more years in this system. I think what's the head coach for them? What's his
Canales.
name? Canales, yeah. I thought I was impressed, man. I actually was impressed. I thought his scheme was pretty good,
Yeah,
for what
offensively
they
they were
have.
doing. They were able to run the ball, and they didn't run it. They didn't run for the running backs. They didn't run it for like a high average or anything like that. But they were consistent with running the ball, and they were able to sustain drives. They were able to stay on the field in third downs, converted fourth downs. They Bryce Young did a good job. A lot of his stuff was off time, but he throws a really good ball, really catchable ball, and
Yeah,
he made some plays with the legs, gave guys some chances. Yeah, he needs more weapons, but yeah, it was good
yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
good.
All right, this one you got this next one. Q question from David V from Norway.
Man, we all the way in Norway, baby. All right, so this is from David V, Norway. How did you feel about the team's four-quarter defense, and what
Uh,
strategy stood out?
we started to blitz him. We blitzed him a bunch, especially on those last few drives. We took a lot of chances. We don't normally take that many chances, Q.
Yeah, we
Like he
don't.
was he was like trying to cause a turnover.
Yeah,
And
zero blitzes.
like yeah, like we normally don't take that many chances. Um we were in, but here's the craziest thing is that we were in position most of those times, and the plays that were made were off time throws. Like the one they were backed up, and it was a third down. He steps out of a Josh Sweat sack. He stepped out of Sweat. He had him in the end zone for safety. Stepped out of the sack, presses the line of scrimmage, and finds Leggett for like a 30-yard gain on the sideline. Like you only can cover that for so long. He has
Yeah,
6 seconds. Like that's good defense. It's good defense. You let them. You got a sack opportunity. 90% of the time, you get a sack opportunity. You don't make it. It's usually a big play
yeah,
because you can't hold that long. You can't hold it long in the back end. So that play is being made. Jalix Hunt. The Jalix, they call a blitz. They leave Jalix Hunt, a defensive end, in the middle of the field to the left a little bit, in a one-on-one because he escaped the pocket and he was one-on-one with Bryce Young. he ended up getting him to the ground and before he can get out of bounds. Huge play. Huge play. I was thoroughly impressed by Jalix Hunt in that. You remember what play I'm talking about?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Left side, so Bryce Young running right and kept him in bounds. I think the play clock went from something like 120 down to like 45 or 50 or something like that, just by keeping him in bounds and him being able to make that play in space was crazy. So I thought they were in position. Besides the cover 4 with him with Garner Johnson, was that cover 4? Garner Johnson. Was that 0?
Yeah.
God.
It was 0. It wasn't even his man. I had to go look at it again. It was actually Slade got beat on the post route. Yeah.
And he just had to make up for him.
Crazy, right? I remember watching that live. I'm like, CJ, what you doing?
I didn't get that far in the all 22. I got it in a condensed copy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go and look at that play afterward because I thought it was cover 4 for sure. Live.
It was 0 because they sent pressure, and I saw it was McCallum. How you say his name? The other safety, number 36.
Yeah,
he came out of the too high and dropped down in the coverage.
And
CJ was in 0, so yeah, 0 coverage. That was I think it was like 2 or 3 on that final drive that went 0.
They blitzed like crazy. They did it earlier. I didn't know that last one was one.
Yeah.
That makes sense why he was wide open though.
Got lucky.
He got lucky. Leggett with the little drop in a little critical situation like LeBron on the free throw line. Everybody with this ticket. I believe y'all.
On a side note, he's one of my favorite players in the league to listen to talk, man. Have you heard him talk, Leggett?
Oh yeah. He's
that deep south. He's so country.
He's so country. All right, Q, this last one's for you. How long can the Eagles get away with the 3-man defensive rotation? Josh Sweat, Nolan Smith, Jalix Hunt. They got to do it now.
They got to. Yeah. Ain't no choice. I think
Bond, so every now and again, you got help because the fronts you can put people in. But what do you think?
Yeah, we're gonna have to. That's really the main thing. But I do think that there's enough versatility with this front, and I think that Fangio is so creative with his stuff, with his schemes that they will be fine. I mean, they ran a couple times this last game. They were in a bare front with nickel personnel behind it. Like, you don't really see that a whole lot. So I think
that was the Patriots Super Bowl call
yeah.
against the Seahawks.
Yeah, for real. Like, and the creativity is what's going to help get this team over. Because you have to be, you have to be creative now, and you're down a guy, and so I think they can do it. I think they can get through as long as they can continue to get aggressive. And the main thing though is we need points. Offense, y'all got to start scoring.
Yeah,
man.
the defense is balling. 16 points. Probably could say 23 points because the guy dropped touchdown, but 23 points ain't bad in the NFL. I'll take 23 points any day. I say you keep them on 24, you should win the game. So the defense is still playing well. Offensively, the last thing I want to mention about this before we close this show is the last drive. Can't happen. It's left to happen. Get a delay of game, checking protections. You can't let that happen.
Yeah.
Right? And then it's a clear double team, cover 4, A.J. Brown, man on him, outside, safety looking right at him. He didn't even come off the ball because he's looking at the coverage knowing that he's not a part of this run pass option.
No.
Jalen Hurts looks over there anyway. Man, run the ball.
You talking about when the backer dropped out and he almost threw the pick and then he threw it?
No, not when he threw the pick.
When he threw it, he took the sack.
When he took the 8-yard sack.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the pre-snap read said that he shouldn't have even been looking over there. A.J. Brown didn't even come off the ball hard because he saw the safeties.
Yeah.
And saw the coverage. He's like, dude, I shouldn't get the ball. So run the ball. You did, or this hindsight. Next time you're in this situation, throw the ball away.
Yeah. I think he was
Here-
worried about the penalty though.
Here's the thing: you get the penalty. It's
Clock
a
runs.
it's a replay of the down, right? Or that,
Yeah.
and it's a 5 yard penalty. You see an 8 yard sack.
Fair enough. Plus the clock runs, right?
Well, I don't know if the clock runs in that situation. But what I'm saying is that it would have been more advantageous to take the penalty right there than would be to take an 8 yard sack. But that's hindsight. He took the sack, whatever. But run the ball in that situation. The
Yeah.
pre-snap read's telling you not to, that the pass option is off. So those two plays in a row were really bad. So he got to get better at that. And I'm gonna leave it with that. All right. Thank you guys for tuning into the Q&A show. We appreciate Adam and Jeff and everyone that's responsible at Inside the Burst. Thank you guys for sending your questions to us. My man Dave V from Norway. Shout out to Norway. Booyah, booyah, boo, boo. You don't say that in Norway, but that's playing around. Q, you got the last word.
As always, man, it's been a pleasure. Uh, can't wait to see what we get in store for us next week, man.
Yep.
Hopefully,
Go.
no more To and Donovan fights on Twitter. They can't say Twitter no more, on X or whatever they are.
Yeah. Well, you never know what happened.
Yeah.
All I know is go Broncos. Let's go.